Just follow my lead, okay? It gets faster. Make sure you enunciate the words and
Alright.
On camera. Ready? Right on first. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1. Funky chicken! You didn't say it, come on. Funky chicken!
No, God, that's the first and last time I'm ever do that shit. Hi everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Can We Talk? I have here Tevin Deola, who is a young and up-and-coming actor and filmmaker. He has starred in BBC Three's Bad Education, Channel 4's Man Down, and has been a part of the National Youth Theatre. So, Tevin, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell me more about what you do, how you do it, and why you started to do it.
So, I'm an actor and a filmmaker, and I've been for a very long time now. Been acting for, let's say, professionally for the last 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
A long time, yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, 8 years now, yeah.
I didn't realise it was that long.
Yeah, it's a long journey.
Oh my God, when did you start?
I signed to my first agent at 16. 25 now.
It's a long journey.
Yes, it's a very long journey actually. I signed to my first agency at 16 and got my first, it was an extra role on BBC Three's Lee Nelson's Well Funny People. And I guess from there it just propelled. So in Bad Education, which most of you will know, Jack Whitehall, this comedic show about, I guess, a teacher and how he deals with life in school. With, I guess, when he's surrounded with a plethora of kids who are really, really bad. And yeah, whenever you saw me, I would have been in uniform.
So you were a bad child?
I guess so, do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Not that that's a reflection of how I was in school.
Okay.
In fact, it is.
So, why acting?
Why acting?
Everything. You've never wanted to do anything else, just only acting?
That's a good question, why acting? I feel like acting has always given me this escape and it's given me this platform to exert myself fully without any judgment or any repercussion or anything to hold me back. So, and yeah, I've always seen myself as an actor, someone who's able to retell stories and, you know, and bank on other characters and infuse my own character to bring a story out, shall we say. What I started, I was actually born in Germany, and I moved here when I was 7 years old. And when I moved, of course, I had the German-British accent. It wasn't as crisp as, I guess, the rest of my classmates. So I remember having this year 5 production, and there was an audition for it.
So you know you have to give us your best German accent.
Do you know, I don't think I could do it anymore.
No,
do you know what I mean? I can speak German words, but the German accent, it's just sharp words.
You have to
it's
try.
just sharp words and loads of S's and it's just sharp words.
Try.
It sound crazy. Maybe we'll come back to that, okay? We'll come back to that. But I remember my year 5 production, there was an audition for it. And went up for it, very confident, you know, thinking that, you know, I'm going to stand out, not because of the accent, just because of my energy. And I got there, said maybe 3 or 4 lines. My teacher then stops me and says, Tevin, I can't give you this part because you don't have the English accent yet.
Wow.
Exactly. And I wasn't aware of that.
Wow,
and
you're in year 5.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a thing, an accent. Did I sound different to my mate over there? So I think I made it my goal.
So you didn't realise you had an accent?
Nah. I thought I sounded like my guy. You know, he sat next to me in science. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I guess I did it.
Wow.
Yeah. But from then on, I think I made it my goal to sound like every other kid in London, as opposed to sounding like those who speak RP.
What's RP?
Receive pronunciation. Those you just speak very clearly, very eloquently.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And you think you're very different from RP?
I think in certain aspects, when I'm on stage, you have to speak RP, of course. You have to make sure that everything you say is, you know, it's enunciated right, it's pronounced right, of course. But when I'm out with my mates and, you know, family, then you kind of just, you simplify it a little bit and just become yourself, where you don't always pronounce your T's and you slur your words sometimes. There's a London twang that we have, do you know what I mean? So
when you're out with your friends, what's your English? What English are you using?
It'll be kind of like yours, do you know what I mean?
So, Tell me more about being a part of the National Youth Theatre.
Okay. One of the biggest and most prestigious dynasties in the UK in terms of performing arts anyway. I joined the National Youth Theatre officially quite late actually in 2016.
Why is that late?
Because there was always like this myth behind it that you won't get in your first audition. You have to be of a certain standard, and you have to fill a certain quota to be able to be part of the company. And
But you got in, right, on your first audition?
Time, yeah, first time.
Okay.
God, like, because of God, first time, picked my audition speech, went to it, and got the call back in a matter of weeks. I was amazed. The experience itself, just to be part of, you know, something as prestigious as that, was quite overwhelming, man. Do you know what I mean?
Some people might not know how big the National Youth Theatre is, but I think it's important to point out. Have you watched Sabrina?
Sabrina?
Yeah.
As what, the show on Netflix or the original Sabrina?
The Sabrina
Not the
show on Netflix.
No.
So the guy who plays her cousin Ambrose, he was also a part of the National Youth Theatre.
So was Idris Elba, Jude Law.
Okay, so I didn't actually know that. So
Yeah.
a lot of people won't know how, well, I won't know. I wouldn't know how big it is. So it's important to point that out.
Definitely. No.
How has it been since then?
Since joining, one, it looks really good on your CV, of course. So when approaching casting directors, it's the one thing that stands out. Oh, he's a part of the National Youth Theatre. So it kind of cements you, I guess, it cements your space above others who might not have had the training at MIT. The work has been amazing. So the work's always constant. You're almost like part of a family.
Okay.
And there's always work that comes out of that family. Because you're part of that family, you're guaranteed work, good work on stage. Teaches you stage discipline, and it's just good to be part of a network of hardworking and like-minded actors. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so tell me, what is the ultimate goal for you? So you've been doing this for 8 years now, which is a very long time.
It is, yeah.
How does it feel? Actually, no. First answer, what is the goal for you?
My goal, for me, like disregarding the money and the fame, that's of course inevitable with the art.
So you definitely want the fame?
Not, do you know, disregarding that.
Okay.
Disregarding the money and fame, which is obviously inevitable with the craft. My thing is more the recognition and the legacy of the entire art. So my ultimate goal would be to be considered as one of the greats to do what I do. Do you know what I mean? To literally go and have work and be in work and have work that is timeless in this world. Do you know what I mean? So I want to be regarded as one of the best and the biggest writer and director actors to come out of the UK. That would be my ultimate goal.
Okay.
Because nowadays when we speak about actors, the same names we appear. Do you know what I mean? We hear Will Smith, we hear Denzel, we hear Sidney
Well,
Poitier.
not as much anymore because they're now growing, like
I guess,
they're now
like, we have like the new age of
looking
actors.
down at the new age actors. So now we have what, John Boyega,
Daniel Kaluuya, Letitia Wright,
right, exactly.
Damson Idris. My thing, I guess, my ultimate blowing moment would be to be part of that conversation, to be at top of that conversation.
Okay.
I mean, there's no way you'll mention the art of acting or
and
the
not
craft
mention
and
you.
not mention Tevin Deola.
That's
would be
gonna
blowing
happen.
For me. Amen.
It
That's
has
the
to
plan.
happen.
Amen. That's the plan.
What would your ideal breakout role be?
What would my ideal breakout role be? That's another good question. So I always envision myself to be a part of Game of Thrones.
Oh wow!
I like this whole like dystopian period drama.
Actually,
content,
I've actually seen you playing King Solomon.
You did, didn't you? Yeah,
and that actually suited you.
Yeah.
So I can imagine.
I did my thing.
He did a lot of things on that stage. There was a lot of kissing. And
It's
Sam
all
was
scripted.
involved.
It was. It was all
I
scripted.
didn't know where to look. I wish there was like a video of it, something, because I really was just like. Invading a private moment.
Is it?
But
I'm sure you felt a type of like empathy. Imagine that particular scene where
I
King
didn't
Solomon.
feel empathy.
You didn't feel it?
No.
So if you had been in that moment, and you know, all roads lead to this final act of them two kissing. If that hadn't happened, wouldn't that be like kind of anticlimactic?
Well, I kind of just thought King Solomon,
Yeah.
wives, concubines.
Yeah.
This is just
But
another
this
one.
wasn't just another one though. Like she professed his love to her, which she doesn't do normally. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
It had to happen, I think.
Oh, maybe it's because I know you personally. Joking.
Wow.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Oh, wow. Oh, professional 101.
I'm gonna-
Cool.
I promise I'm gonna cut that out. I'm not
Play
gonna
it,
add
that's
that.
all good.
Tell us more.
So, my ideal role. So Game of Thrones would have been, you know, the epitome of gaining, I guess, success in the industry. If I had a role in Game of Thrones, you know, I would have not been able to sleep for about 20 days. Do you find that looks being... I know you're not in the industry, of course, but do you find from a viewer perspective, do you find that looks being one of the being one of the entry requirements?
I'm asking all the questions. What you asking me for?
You never know, but I'm guessing you're someone who watches quite a few shows, right? Yes? No?
I do.
Cool. Do you find that looks would be like an entry requirement to really making a stamp and really breaking through the industry? No?
No.
Okay. Do you think the industry is quite inclusive now of all type of looks?
Yeah, 100%. I think so.
Yeah?
I think, for big roles, you don't typically... No, actually, that's a lie. I think the industry is inclusive. I think it thrives on people who look different.
Okay.
I don't think...
Now it does.
Obviously, yeah, now it does. Obviously... if you're going to be Superman, you need to look like Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're going to be...
Which includes being aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think there have been a couple of roles where people have just not been There's always that role where you're not the attractive one. People just roll with it and it works for them and they get recognition for it. So I feel like now everyone has a chance.
There's no entry requirement.
Well, I say everyone. There's always that bias, but I feel like it's getting to a point where it's progressive. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. I feel like I'm interviewing you.
In which you shouldn't be. No, it's not funny. It's my show. No, I'm actually not laughing. Okay, so you've told us about why you started. How long you've been doing it for? 8 years.
I haven't finished why I
time.
started actually.
Okay, go on, tell us.
So, at one point in my life, I felt like, you know, ethnic minorities or especially black actors were being represented well on TV. It was just the same sort of TV we're seeing. The hero or the protagonist would be this, you know, handsome or this gorgeous white man or woman, you know what I mean, to play the main role. And the supporting actor would be an ethnic minority, like myself. So, and there was this notion back then that black equates to urban or evil or road or
ghetto.
Ghetto, yeah. And that used to bore me. Like, I feel like there's so many more colours and there's so much more substance for us. There's so many more stories we can tell. So as opposed to waiting for someone to put me into that quota, I thought, let me start writing my own stories and let me start creating roles I'd like to see myself on TV. Hence why I got into filmmaking. So acting became like, acting's always going to be the first love. That's something I live for, do you know what I mean? But I started to make films to eradicate that mindset that black only equates to urban. Do you know what I mean? So
I understand that.
yeah.
Okay, so what's next for you now? Because we've seen you. If you haven't seen him yet, he is on Jig Talk. He's on the... Is it an advertisement?
It's an advertisement, yeah.
It's come up on Snapchat. It's come up on... Is it YouTube?
Yep.
It's come up everywhere.
All social
So
media.
he lustfully looked at the girl in front of him.
Superficial relationships don't last. You connect with people, not pictures.
Download Jig Talk today and meet genuine people.
Do you cringe when you watch back at it?
I don't use Snapchat anymore. I get a screenshot a day, maybe. It's work. Do you know what I mean? It's work. But do I cringe? Yes, all the time.
You cringe looking
All
at
the
it?
time. All the time. The thing is
that how
there's
you look at
loads
women?
more. Is that I look at
Is that how you look at women?
what the same way I did then?
The same way you're looking
You
at
said I looked at her seductively, or
What
I
do you
mean,
think? How do you feel like you looked at
I
her?
look at a woman as, you know, I intend to look at a woman. Simple as that. Do you know?
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay.
A lot of women actually like the advert, so do you know what I mean? I've actually been stopped on the road a few times.
Wow!
Honestly, yeah. And a few events. So imagine. I went to an event not too long ago, a day party, and I was walking to the bar to get a drink.
Is this DLT?
DLT, yes.
Uh-huh.
I was walking to the bar to get a drink, and this girl comes up to me and says, "You're my Snapchat," and of course I was a little bit intoxicated, you know, a little bit, just a little bit. I said, "Okay, what's your name on Snapchat?" You know. I don't recognize you. I said, "No, you're on my ads."
I remember that day. You were not a little bit intoxicated. So keep going.
She proceeds to tell me that I'm on her adverts. And I, you know, looked at her dumbfoundedly and said, "Ads? You know, what do you mean? What type of ads?"
You knew what
I
ad you were
talking
on.
about. Just tell me.
What the hell?
But yeah, people recognize me from it. You know, young, old, yeah.
Tell me more about your favourite actors. I don't think we've spoken about that. I don't think we've spoken about who you look up to and what are your favourite movies.
Cool, let's break it down. So my favourite actors, I guess which will be those who kind of inspired me to act, you know what I mean? So right away I choose my method actors, bearing in mind method acting being personally the best method or technique for truth for acting. Robert De Niro, most definitely. It's not in any particular order. Al Pacino, Denzel Washington, Sidney Poitier. Definitely.
So I don't actually know Sidney Poitier, you know.
First black male to win an Academy Award.
That's crazy because I don't know why I don't know that. That's my bad.
He's done
honestly.
iconic role. I think the film that he won the Academy for is Lilies on the Ground. That's the film.
Okay.
Iconic
When did that
role,
come out?
like in 1963 or something. Double check that, of course.
That's
1963, I think.
probably why I don't know it.
1963, like an iconic monologue in that film as well.
Okay.
But yeah, Sidney Poitier because he paved the way for the rest of us. Who else would I put in there? Joe Pesci, my guy. Someone who's able to dominate crime genre films, then delve into comedy and still have the same sort of intention and passion, which is crazy. Will Smith, of course, you know.
So there's a lot of discussion about that actually.
Will Smith as a
an
dominant
actor.
actor. You think so? What's the discussion?
Well, what I've heard before is that he just behaves the same in every film. But I've never really seen that before.
I think the only time that was proven was him in Deadshot. Because in Deadshot, I wasn't able to... in Suicide Squad. Will Smith as Deadshot was still Will Smith. I didn't like that. But Hancock wasn't the same as Christopher Gardner in Pursuit of Happiness. So,
yeah, you're very right.
That film was so emotive.
Even in Collateral Damage, is it Collateral Damage?
Exactly, yes. When he has a daughter he lost, and there's all these emotions that are personified, right?
I found that the woman being the therapist,
and then being his ex-wife,
I was just like, hold on.
What a twist. And then was that still Will Smith? Is that the same Will Smith as Hitch?
No.
The same Will Smith as iRobot?
Yeah, it's definitely not.
The monotone, the very secluded Will Smith in I Am Legend. There was hardly any emotion.
I really liked it.
I Am Legend was amazing.
Do you sometimes wish you started out acting as a child actor?
100%. I wish that when I was discouraged by my year 5 teacher, that I disregarded it and went full throttle from there. I wish that when I was at school, instead of acting out of school, because I had a drama teacher, she named her son after me. Oh my gosh.
God.
She had a drama teacher.
As if your head is not big enough.
Yeah, I hope she actually did it. She had a child. I remember she so when I was about to my first year of GCSE, so back then in another time, I think GCSE started in year 10. You had 2 years of GCSE.
You're 1 year young. You're 1 year older than me.
I am 1 year older. But I look younger than you do. But when I started, so she went. I'm playing. He's doing his thing. But back to my original point I was making. I wish. Yes, you asked me if I would have started earlier. I just wish that I didn't sideline acting. Because I used to dance. I think you go through a certain situation.
So did you want to go into dancing professionally?
I was going to apply for Got to Dance, if you remember that. If you remember,
no, I actually don't.
Got to Dance, they kind of were competitors of Britain's Got Talent for dance. had a dance troupe and everything. Didn't work out that way, but dancing was something that's quite important to me as well. It's quite expressive. But
Now
acting,
still?
no.
Now it's more.
Definitely acting. Definitely.
Because I don't remember you dancing in the clubs. I don't.
If the vibe flows and the drink flows, then you know, I bust a move or two. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But to answer your question, would I have? Do I wish I started earlier? Yes. But I like my journey now. The reason I'm on my journey is for a reason. If that makes sense. The reason I'm on my journey is for a reason. So, yeah.
Okay, Tevin. So before you race off, what celebrity do you think would be your best friend?
Good question. Which celebrity would be my best friend? I think it would have to be J. Cole, man. Cole. I just think like his ethos, how he carries himself, how his career has kind of transpired, just been amazing.
You like all that political rap?
It's not political rap per se. Cole is just truth. I like truth. That's what I like. And he kind of exemplifies that a slow grind isn't like necessarily a bad grind. Having an immediate peak. You know, just building a following, consistency, and stay true to yourself and not conforming. I'll never change myself for anyone else, and neither does he. So that'll be like my hermano. Do you know what I mean? I'm my guy. In terms of like my enjoyment,
Your hermano. Wow.
my hermano. In terms of enjoyment, you either have to be my guy Wizkid to enjoy, or Diddy, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Those are my
nice.
peoples.
Nice. Well, thank you again for coming. I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your Saturday to come. And yeah, thank you.
No problem. Guys, stay consistent, stay grinding, and stay diligent.
Bye.